LEGUN. I would highly recommend you look that up and wait for the special effects. You will not be disappointed, I promise.
Well, from a practical standpoint, formation is used in the military to move aircraft around as the aircraft only take up one block of airspace and are operating under one call sign. But also, formation flight is the epitome of precise control and mastery of your aircraft. It also, of course, involves a lot of teamwork, where the wingman must think about the leader, and the leader must think about the wingman. And it's also a fun way to carry on a military tradition and develop and showcase our professional for you.
I was going to aim the gimbal at us.
Put the jib up and aim it down the line at the announcer stand or something.
Alright, so for those of us, if you're interested in these aircraft or any aircraft, just want to talk about airplanes, we're on the north end of the Warburg ground. Come see us. We actually have 4 or 5 Northrop Grumman aircraft, as well as several aircraft. Also, we'll have some experimental aircraft there, which will be additional aircraft, and then we'll have 4 more Canards. So come out, take a look, see what's going on with it, and then feel free, like we said, go to EAA.org, Lieutenant Aircraft Flying Disputes.org, and then Tiger Flight. .org, look for Tiger Flight. Better yet, come down, talk to us, get a sticker. He's got a lot of stickers. So we do appreciate the help today, the flying, and Wings Over Houston having us out to fill in for some of the military guys. We think it's kind of a lot cooler because these are aircraft that you can fly and own. So jets are cool, they're kind of neat. However, let's go fly. Also kind of recommend, if you get the chance, is take a look at the EAA.org's Air Visitor called Every July in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. All these guys have flown that, and that has about 10,000 airplanes and 500,000 attendees. We've flown the world's largest fly-in in Oshkosh. It always tends to rain, so bring your coat. But it's an amazing time to see a lot of different aircraft. Warbirds, stunt pilots, the night show is pretty fantastic as well.
Yeah, I am.
Blowing out of their food, coming in close behind is going to be our RD-7. I have flown that airplane as well. And we'll have both in the back of the
What I hate about it is, I feel like I got a screen full of
they'll basically move to the end of the runway, form up, and they'll be taxiing back as our next show moves forward. So feel free to wave or honk.
Oh, that's right.
Airfield in the U.S. It's about 115 years old. I think it's 110, 150, something like that. Named after, I think, Lieutenant George Ellington, who was killed at a facility in California, I believe. Been home to, space shuttles been through here, astronauts are through here, the Apollo guys are through here. So military, it's been a hub for a lot of different things. So it is also an official spaceport for the horizontal launch aircraft. So we will not be seeing any rockets leave, but the buildings you see across the runway are home to the Neutral Buoyancy Lab that we all know is a swimming pool. That is here. Also, we have the Collins Aerospace, also the Intuitive Machines that put a refrigerator on the moon. All right, so we'll turn it back over to Mr. Lowe for the next act. Thank you for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a huge round of applause for the Rutan Aircraft Flying Experience, Richard Sessions and Caitlin Lynch. Thank you all, great job. We appreciate you being here. Those very exciting, very great look. It's some innovative aircraft, but we're going to turn up the knob on innovation just one more notch, ladies and gentlemen. On departure roll, direction attention to the runway, slightly to the left. This is the Bullard TTP-38. Now this is a 2/3 scale P-38. It's Jim and Mitzi O'Hara's TTP-38, the Bullar's Lightning. Now you might ask, Rob, what is the TT in front of P-38? I thought they were all P-38s. Well, because this is a 2/3 scale version of the P-38, the T, the double T up front, stands for 2/3. So it's a 2/3 scale version. This aircraft is completely hand-built. It is the only one in the world of its type.
Now, Jim O'Hara built his first P-38 when he was 14 out of Balsawood. He also loved that airplane his entire life.
What's sheet cost, wet versus dry? What's sheet cost, wet versus dry?
Yeah. These guys. He joined the military to fly when he was colorblind. He was told he could not be a military aviator.
He thought Jimmy could never be a pilot, but Jimmy was in love with how flight could work. He loved the art of it, like a master musician loves the way math and music fall in line once you reach a certain understanding. This aircraft is on circles high and to the right, making its way back here to Show City. Is an example of exactly that. So he learned to fly. He learned to fly. He finished his career. Aircraft aerodynamics engineer. He even worked for NASA.
He's on your right. Coming from the right. Oh, that's a cool shot. Yeah, stuck it. Normally I
So, Jim was flying in the 60s. That's hard to aviate. Then he got his instrument rating, which was viewed many times more difficult. But in this fall, he decided he wanted to build a plane and wanted to build a replica of P-38. His named and celebrated warbird that he loved so much. His friends on the aviator, and he had many of them, tried to talk him out of it. They wanted him to build something for my kids, is what they said he should do, and he wanted none of it. Anyway, the great minds at Lockheed, later to be called Lockheed Martin, said that it couldn't be done by an individual. It's simply not possible. That's what they said about it. The builders of the Lockheed P-38 Lightning said it could not be done. So we don't need to say much more. You've already guessed that Jim made it away and made it happen. Jimmy apparently didn't care. So he built a plane that was told wasn't possible to build. 2/3 scale is the world's only
TTP-38. Now, if you've had any connection to home-built airplanes like the Rutan aircraft you just saw or others, you know that it takes a lifetime journey. Scratch building an aircraft from plans is next-level craftsmanship, but designing, engineering, and building a 2/3 scale replica from nothing except one's own mind and willpower is beyond inspiring. It took 25 years of design, engineering, stress test calculations, and fabricating one piece at a time. It also took a very smart man. Jim was a professor of aeronautics and worked for NASA about a quarter of his life to develop his own scale plans. With no access to the original plans, run the engineering proofs, fabricate the parts, assemble them, run all the electrical, hydraulic, and cooling systems, and ultimately fly his creation in 2007. Now, Jim did make a few modifications, like creating a little seat behind his seat where Mitz, his wife, could sit. The original plane only sported a pilot, no passengers. But if Jim went somewhere, it would always be Jim and Mitzi. Ladies and gentlemen, think about that. No plans, designed, engineered, and built from the right. This is the TT P38.
Jim and Mitzi have since flown west, however, and after some years of hangar inactivity, the airplane is now in the hand of Jim's nephew, William Presley. Opening the hangar door on the dormant project presented Wayne with quite a few decisions past the usual cleaning and airing of the tires. You can only imagine what that must be, but Jim, William was able to take Jim and Mitzi's project and restore it and bring it back to life. And he did make some engineering changes. Originally, these general aviation engines that you see in this aircraft, the 2/3 scale model, were on the other side of the airplane. William moved them back to where you see them today on the left and right side so that the fronts and tails would rotate, just like the full-scale P-38. He also went through and polished the exterior to the bright shine that you see here today. And ladies and gentlemen, here's a beautiful example right there. Jim's nephew, William Presley, owner and operator of Polar Avionics, brought the aircraft here this weekend to show the world what is it that Jim created from scratch. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for the Molar TT-P38 this afternoon. As he circles behind your left shoulder, he'll be making his way back to land here off of runway 17 momentarily. Some of our other performers are beginning to position and make their way throughout the area. We want to remind you that we are very grateful that you're here with us this afternoon. Please stay hydrated, put on lots of sunscreen. We want you to go home just as healthy as when you got here. And we want to remind you that you are on an active airport. There's all kinds of fuel and oil and all manner of flammable things around. And there is no smoking on the airstrip grounds. So if those feel like, well, outdoors, it's okay to light up. Actually, we have to not. Do not allow smoking here at the Newport Houston Air Show. Thank you for your help with that. Also, need your help with one other thing. If you see anything on the ground that's blowing around, it's probably not your trash. But I'd ask you to pick it up. You're part of the air show team since you're here with us here today. And I tell you that the reason I need your help with that is there is a real safety risk if the trash were to make its way out
all
into the
carrying that
operational
tin.
area. It becomes a foregone
Like
conclusion
6 of
risk
them,
of
it
fraud
just
and
goes
risk of
floating
fraud.
across
There is a
the-
chance that it can hurt our aircraft and it can hurt our performers. So anything that's on the ground that's not true and blowing around, do me a favor, pick it up. We've got trash receptacles throughout the entire area that the folks here at Winslow Houston 2025 have graciously provided for you. Please take time to pick that up, put it in there for us. We greatly appreciate it. Don't wait for the TT-P38 to land there Mars. I want to remind you that it takes some amazing corporate partners to bring a show like Winslow Houston 2025 to you. And while you're here soaking up the area with thrills, don't forget just minutes away lies a peaceful scenic escape, and that's Lee's in Texas. Cruise the tranquil waters of Clear Creek, the Johnston Bay by kayak or sailboat, stroll the charming historic district of Boutique Johnston, locally east of the island of Valados, Helens Garden, and our many parks. Whether it's a sunset dinner cruise, waterfront dining, and outdoor fun, Lee's City offers the perfect mix of adventure and relaxation. Visit BlitzNet.com. Plan your next stop. Come discover what's waiting just beyond the runway. A big thank you to our community partner, Houston Metro, for providing free guest parking at Metro Parking Ride lots, helping our guests get to and from the show with ease. To learn more about Metro services, visit ridemetro.org. We're also proud to partner with our friends at United Airlines. United is proud to be the official airline partner of Wings Over Houston and Houston's hometown airline. United offers more than 450 daily departures and the most nonstop flights to Mexico, Central and South America, and any other airline. For more information on new international routes for George Bush Intercontinental Airport, visit united.com.
Use your imagination to take flight in Nassau Bay. Nassau Bay is a waterfront community located just across the street from Space Center Houston. Whether you've got a little aspiring pilot or you're fascinated by the space program, it's all close by when you stay and play in Nassau Bay. Learn more about Nassau Bay at
Until the government shuts down,
NassauBay.com.
and then it's...
Our performers need their wings just like you need your wheels. Luckily, our friends at Texas Bay Credit Union want to help you get behind the wheel of that new ride, all while saving you some money with low rates and 90 days of no payments. That's right, you can let your driving team soar knowing that Texas Bay is giving qualified buyers the first 3 months free from auto payments when you finance or refinance an auto loan with them. Reach new heights and get ready to ride down the runway in style with Texas Bay Credit Union. To get on board, just buckle up and visit TexasBayCU.org. That's TexasBayCU.org.
No, do it. I mean, we're just
So,
playing.
ladies and gentlemen, is our air
Playing,
boss,
streaming, do
Jim
whatever.
Crum, call sign Cookie, does his magic out here as we begin to maneuver some of the aircraft out here on the runway. We are transitioning into a little bit more historic perspective here for this afternoon.
Yeah, they're getting ready to roll.
Friday edition of Wings Over Houston 2025. We've seen some very innovative aircraft so far with the Rutan aircraft and flight experience, as well as our Volar TTP-38 that's taxiing in front of you right now. Get a great look at this third scale
operating that aircraft. Just a beautiful demonstration right there of this spectacular aircraft. Check that out at Volar.com. You can learn more about the build, you can learn more about the current state of this aircraft and where it's going to go. It's such a beautiful aircraft. It's so hard to have that moving. Now, you heard the folks talk about Richard and Tim talking a little bit about EAE Oshkosh Air District in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. This Volar TTP-38 was there this year, and it was the hit of the show in all respects. There was a lot of buzz around seeing that amazing aircraft. We are very, very fortunate to have it here with us. Wings Over Houston 2025 right here in Houston. We've got a big lineup here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that we do have members and other folks available for you. We're excited to have you here with us and you're part of the Friday show this afternoon. Thank you for participating as part of that. Thank you for being part of our team. You continue to come out. We obviously none of us anticipated the government shutdown. You're getting some of the military events for participating in our show this year. But we are super excited about all the amazing performances we have here. This is still one of the top best.
No, I'm just, I didn't know what style it was.
The aircraft party scenes today outnumber what you see at most air shows around our country. So we want to again thank all of the people here at Wings Over Houston 2025. It takes an amazing army of folks led by Mr. Bill Roach and Natasha Ady. They and their immense team of volunteers and other team members do a phenomenal job. And it's their leadership and their strategic vision that allow them to continue to allow you this wonderful show here this afternoon. Well, some of us right here now begin to take to the air. We're going to watch the scene as they begin to make their way out onto the runway and take into the air. We're going to watch some of these aircraft and we'll talk a little bit about how the aircraft got to be where they are, what they are, when they operated within our history. So we'll talk about innovation, and now we're going to look back a little bit into our history. The United States got drawn into World War II.
Taking off right there in bird go by. That is the T6 Texan or the SNJ in the Navy version.
Yep.
The pilot maker, we're going to talk a lot more about that aircraft, but watch this here. This is the C-45.
Oh, really?
Just because it's in somewhere to flex.
Oh.
But yeah, you're fine.
those two aircraft circle around, they'll continue to make some racetrack patterns so you'll get an up-close and personal look at both of these aircraft. Both of these aircraft are based right here in the Houston area as part of the Commemorative Air Force. Commemorative Air Force works really hard and does a phenomenal job of keeping these aircraft flying, preserving history, so that not only any place you have to go see these aircraft is not just in a museum. Listen to this, the sound of freedom.
Sound of freedom is in 1-6.
Give me a lap. There we are!
There it is.
Where are they? Oh yeah.
That wasn't necessarily a design
Looks like we're
part of the greatest generation that helped that are very Excellent. over here.
You're on.
There you go.
Yeah, just go way up there.
Oh, I see.
Are you also Mason, out of the way.
Yeah. All we need is
Right now is actually going not slower in the ground, but he's going to try to keep speed up just a little bit, take this approach to the runway. I want you to watch the behavior kind of down, but keep that tail up a little bit as you let the aircraft slow down. We're talking about the aircraft having a desire to ground loop. It sometimes tries to get the tail in front of the nose as soon as it gets on the ground. He's working the rudder very heavily here, and that's why the aircraft still has the tail up. Back into that airplane is still flying, if you will, and the control surfaces are still effective. They make their way down onto the runway. Now watch as he continues to fly it right there. He's got the speed up. He's holding that tail off as he continues to slow the airplane. There, the tail now touches down. Now, if you can see the T6 on the runway, you'll notice that the nose is up in the air. He can't see where he's going. His cockpit view is very limited. Straight ahead on a tail-dragger aircraft.
We're on TV. We're on TV. We're on TV. What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
It's clear. And C-45, similarly, if you can see the runway, has now got the gear down. About to touch down, you'll see a similar pattern with the C-45. As the main gear kissed the earth there, you see a little bit of tire smoke. Both engines pulled back in synchronization to keep the RPMs matched on both sides of the aircraft. Well, folks, it's been quite an afternoon, and we're just getting started, Cookie. He continues to work his magic out here in front of us as he pulls all these aircraft together, and we are just keeping our eyes to the sky as we wait for the next portion of our show. We talked about bombers, we talked about fighters, we talked about jets. We've got a lot more on the program. We are just getting started here at Wings Over Houston 2025. United Airlines is one of our proud partners. They are proud to be the official airline of Wings Over Houston. Although Aviate United Pathways, through those, we're opening doors for the next generation of aviators, technicians, digital professionals, firemen. Friendly hotel, City of Tampa Bay.
ahead of us.
2,400 Americans were killed. Our greatest naval base lay in ruins along with our complacency. The following day, December 8, 1941, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt announced our entry into World War II with these words to Congress, the citizens of the United States and the world.
December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. It will be recorded that the distance of Hawaii from Japan makes it obvious that the attack was deliberately planned many days or even weeks ago. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
Nagasaki, the city where the special armor-busting bombs were made, was destroyed by a U.S. atom bomb on August 9, 1945. And a little less than a month later, when the Japanese surrender document was signed on September 2nd, among the U.S. warships present in Tokyo Bay was our battleship, the West Virginia. Would you please bow your head and join me in a moment of silence in memory of all of those that lost their lives that infamous day.
Act like we never even left. Don't we have to take it all apart and put it back into the seat? Oh, yeah.
What people? What?
We've seen what people then?
The owners of this thing.
Alright, then stop drinking your Red Bull.
I know. So good.
You're supporting him. Where you?
I know.
I'm supporting Android intro more though.
$20
All my Hey, dude, look at that track. Looks so freaking good.
Oh my God. It's so smart. All tracks are those big curvy. They just said, let's just beat that hell out of everything. Inside, outside. I mean, I think it all means something too, right?
Yeah, it's kind of good.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're I mean, right, you see FedEx, UPS, I think you're
That's hilarious. He keeps falling. Oh, she's coming this way. Ow.
coming from. Somewhere down below the. They look so. That B-29 timing was such perfect light. That was amazing.
Wow. What? They just posted Streetcar Takeover is doing a 30K no prep at Nashville. No all-wheel drive allowed, but they made a second cost for all-wheel drive only too. Your rear wheel guys need to get some practice for next year anyway. Thanks, good year. It was good to see you again. Next up, Houston. Super Houston.
Oh. Spanky in the extra, big in the little. That's awesome. Good to see. I love it. Check this white dot.
Bell 407.
Oh, I don't know my choppers.
Top.
Oh, Bell 407. That's that yellow HS one.
Banner.
Yeah. wouldn't mind the hangar. Oh. Yeah. Could just set that. Will that go up on that wood, or is it those cables not long enough? I didn't really want to just sit on metal. Oh, okay. That'll work. I was just trying to get it moved over enough to put your seat in. Yeah, that's what I put that together. So, oh yeah, I need the Mac. skydiving. I'll take a Ben's Pretzel, please.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get to see Miss Millionaire as taxi in front of you. As he clears the runway and makes a right turn onto the taxiway here momentarily, he will be off the runway and we will be off and running.
CAF. I mean, kudos to them. They brought the planes, right? And that's most of anything on this whole field is CAF. Tons of them.
Join me in welcoming Mr. Mike Galloway, co-sign Spanky here to the Wingo Music 2025.
One Sparky.
Now, Mike began flying aerobatics 27 years ago. It was actually his fear of the stall. Since then, Mike has been a regular in U.S. National Aerobatic Championships, having earned a place on two U.S. Advanced Unlimited teams. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the numbers like you see right there. High and to the right is why Mike represents the United States on our aerobatic team. Slow ride for him as he pulls the stick back, heads straight into the sky, rolling the aircraft to the left. Watch here, ladies and gentlemen. Mike pulls the stick back, rolls the aircraft over. He's going to accelerate, coming right back to terra firma. This aircraft can accelerate up to 250
Zoom past your head on my...
Oh.
I got a front cam.
Oh. Okay.